Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. Today's video we're going to talk about wedding planning. Me and my partner are going to be getting married this year. We are very excited, although we have not given ourselves a lot of time. But I'm not too worried. As long as we can get the legality of it done and dusted, I'll be happy. So at the beginning of this year, I actually started looking for a wedding planner because I was like, oh my gosh, there's so much stuff. I'm overwhelmed. Maybe we should get some help. Then all of their prices started coming back, and a lot of them had minimum fees. Even though me and my partner want a teeny tiny wedding, literally, I think currently we're at like 12 guests, and it's not going to increase. We want either 12 or less. Teeny tiny wedding. And there was just minimum fees. We were like, yeah, okay. You know what? The first thing I'm going to do by myself, we're going to take this one step at a time. I'm going to look at venues. So I was like, right. On my phone, I've been using the Bridebook app. And on my computer, I've been using Hitched. They're really good at finding places, finding things for your wedding. So basically all you have to do in like both of them really is just put in your location if you want, or whatever location you want. You can do like a radius for venues. You can put your price ranges in, you can do your guests, and then it'll just give you a list of obviously everyone who's on the website or the app, but it's really good. So when I typed in obviously venues near me, and then it gave me the Hitched website. So I started looking through there. I started looking locally. I started emailing with, I did June, July, because we didn't mind if it was a weekday. We didn't mind what day it was. We just knew we wanted to get married this year. So we gave 2-month block basically of like, do you have any availability? Because like, it's actually a little bit weird because you can kind of put in like rough things, but I was like, I need to give them more information just in case they can still cater to us. So like always in the message box, I was like, we would like to do June, July 2026. We want less than 12 guests. This is our budget. You know, everything that we already knew that what we wanted, we put in there. So unfortunately, quite a lot of venues have minimum prices regardless of guest count. There was stuff coming back at like $3,500 all the way up to like $6,000. That was the most expensive one that came back. That was the local one, and I was like, no, we're not paying that for potentially 12 people. And then I kind of like increased the radius just a little bit, and then I found this really cute hotel. Looked at their reviews, looked at previous weddings. It looked gorgeous at summertime. So I was like, you know what? Let's just message and see what their price comes back at. I think I messaged like 10 venues at this point. They emailed back. They were like, well, I actually asked the further question before, but on their website, there was no mention of a minimum fee. They came back and quoted us about $1,000 for the number of guests that we had, and that included like a whole package. So that included the ceremony, whether it was outside or inside, included the we could choose a sit-down meal or a buffet. We went for a buffet. It included all the decorations for outside, included the chairs, chair covers, sachets. They said they have so many colors that we could choose from. Couple complimentary drinks for guests. What else was it? The bridal suite was complimentary for the night of the wedding, and all of the facilities at the wedding. We were like, oh my gosh, this is like amazing. And then literally that day as well, we were like, oh, by the way, if you want to come see, we have availability tomorrow. We were like, yes, let's go. And then when we were there, I was like, okay, let me just ask this question. Is there a minimum fee? Was there like a hidden fee that I couldn't see on the website? They were like, no, we only charge per person. And they were like, we specialize in small weddings. We love small weddings here. She showed us around the place. It was absolutely gorgeous. She was like, you can get married outside. You will have these 2 rooms available. So if it does rain, we can move it inside. We will have the after party in this room, etc. And then there was already decorations on display. She was like, you can have like whatever stock we have. It might depend on the color. We won't know until closer to the time. I'm like, that's fine. Something less for us to do. She was like, obviously it's gonna look a bit better in summertime because obviously it was January that we went to go visit. I was like, I love this. I was like, I love this. It was our first viewing, but we were like, let's do it. So we signed the contract there as well. So we have booked that. We will be getting married in June. I'm very, very excited. But the next thing that is top priority is obviously legality, because you have to give notice and we have to book our registrar. So we are currently looking into booking an appointment to give notice, and then we're going to go do that, and then we're going to book our registrar. I do need to email them back, and we need to confirm a ceremony time so that I can book the registrar, but that is the goal, like top priority. February, March, April, May. We have 4 months to plan this. Absolutely fine. So if we get the legality stuff done and dusted, then I'm calm. Because then, honestly, worst case scenario, if I wasn't able to do anything else, if I had to turn up in a dress that I've already got, I wouldn't care. I wouldn't care. The goal for us is to become husband and wife. That's our goal. We don't want to spend a fortune. We don't want this massive party. We both have anxiety as well. We both not a fan of huge crowds, so there is that reason as well for having a small wedding. But again, the cost, like, we just don't want to spend a fortune. Another thing as well is, like, most of the time as soon as you say wedding, that's it, it's gonna go up by like 20-30%. Like, that's just the way it is. Like, even for our wedding cake, we don't want to spend hundreds on just a cake. Like, we get it if, like, other people do, and that's what they want to do. Valid, but it's not for us. So basically, we were like, you know what? Let's just go get some box cakes from Morrison's, and we'll make our own wedding cake and just take it in. It's still cake. You know? Like, it's stuff like that. And I'll probably end up doing my own nails. I'll probably do some practice runs, because I've been doing my nails for years. I'm half tempted to do my own makeup. I don't think I want a full face of makeup. I might inquire about how much it costs, but I don't know. I honestly might just do my own makeup. My hair, this is all I can do though. I might have an easier job now that it's really short, so I might give curling it a go and seeing what I can do. But I don't know. I'm not too fussed. I might go for like a really subtle tiara thing. I don't wear earrings. My ears always get really inflamed if I try and put earrings in. I have a necklace. My partner got me this one for Christmas, so I like this. I've already picked out my wedding ring. It's actually the ring that goes in this set, because this website have like stacking rings, so I'm just going to add a stacking ring to it, and then that's going to be that. Shoes, I'll just get plain white shoes, plain white heels, you know. I'm going to look for dresses on, like, I'm actually seeing some nice ones on Debenhams for a decent price as well, because I don't want like a big heavy dress, because I'm very small and petite. I'm 5 foot tall. I don't want to get overwhelmed by my dress. So I'm honestly just going to go look at high street shops maybe for some dresses. But like, just all that, you know. Weddings can be crazy expensive, especially the more people you have, the more expensive it's going to be. We don't want to break the bank. We just don't. We have a budget in our mind, and we'd rather less than that. The point that we want to get to is just being husband and wife. That is our goal. And like, it was funny because we were both a little bit nervous about like not inviting our entire families, but both of our parents were like, it's your day. It is your day. You do it how you want. We were like, okay. It was also funny when, because basically after we went to the venue, I was like, okay, I gotta tell my parents. So we went to my parents' house, told them the place, and my dad was like, oh yeah, I've been there plenty of times. That's really nice, actually. Okay, that's cool. And then we told my partner's parents, and then his stepdad again was like, oh, I've been there. Yeah, that's nice. well, cool. Everybody knows of the place. Back to the cost of like the venue. I understand it is a business, you have to make money, so I do understand minimum fees, but it's so like disheartening, especially when you want a small wedding. So, and a lot of places had minimum guest requirements as well, which was even more annoying. It's like, ugh. So you've got a minimum guest requirement, but you also have a minimum fee anyway. Like, what's the point? Have fun. But the place that we found, I think they did have a maximum because I'd say a medium-ish. Like, you could have a decent amount of people in each of the rooms or outside, etc. But I'd say they were a medium kind of venue. But it's gorgeous. It was gorgeous. Oh, she showed us the bridal suite as well. Oh, it was beautiful. Oh my gosh. It was absolutely beautiful. So I'm very, very excited. But yeah, I think after we have figured out the legality side and made sure that we've done that, the next thing on my list would probably be a potential photographer, but they can be expensive as well. But I do like the idea of having a professional to capture the day for us. So I guess we'll see. Because it also depends on availability, because we are 4 months away. But worst case scenario, we just tell the guests to take as many pictures as they can, and we do that like, I think there's some kind of like QR code thing that you can do where you can be like, okay, you can tell your guests to take pictures, and then like they can send in like 20 each, and then like you have like a whole album from what your guests took, stuff like that. So excited. I'm a little bit nervous. I'm a little bit overwhelmed just because of the legality side. I think as soon as I've gone past that and that is all sorted, I will be a bit more calmer, because it means that like the wedding is actually happening. So yes, we've booked a venue, but we need to be like approved. So obviously we need to get notice, and then they need to approve that. We need to make sure that everything is in order for the registrar. We need to make sure everything is in order during that day and stuff. So as soon as that is done and approved, I think I can take a deep breath. So this year will be our 4-year anniversary. So we'll be getting married after 4 years together. Oh my gosh, 4 years. I cannot believe. It's been amazing. He's amazing. I'm excited. It feels kind of like surreal as well. It's like it's finally happened, because like I've been a fiance for 2.5 years, and it's like it's happening. It's finally happening. Just one more thing. We do have the hotel bridal suite that night, but I have this one, and I don't like leaving her. So I don't know if I want to stay at the hotel. I don't like leaving her. I could hire a pet sitter for the day, so that way I know that she's getting checked on. But I hate leaving her. She's going to be 18 at that point. But I'll decide closer to the time, because I have used a pet sitter once before and she was great. So at least I know potentially on her schedule I have someone I can trust. But yeah, as always, I hope you have enjoyed watching, and I will see you in the next one. Good night.